Hi there, this is derivative 7 examples, and I'm just going to give some examples of the chain rule. So, first of all, let's have a little problem poem, right? And to be honest, you guys are getting so good at this, I'm just going to have a solution segment. Just assume everything in between is in between the problem and the solution. So anyway, let's break it down. Y equals sine of 4x, something similar, right? Well, the derivative of the whole thing is cosine 4x, right? And then derivative of everything inside the parentheses is just 4. So the total solution is 4 times cosine 4x. Let's go on to another problem. Y equals the square root of 4 plus 3x. Well, remember that also equals 4 plus 3x to the 1/2 power. We didn't know how to do this before. I guess we could have distributed it, but let's just take it all in one foul swoop. You do the derivative of the power. Pretend like this inside is just one variable, like it's x. So, 1/2 4 plus 3x, remember, we're pretending, everything inside the parenthesis is just a single variable. So, 1/2, everything inside the parenthesis, and then you just subtract 1 from 1/2, so it's negative 1/2. Now, you multiply it by the derivative of what is inside the parentheses. Parenthesis of 4 is 0 plus 3, right? Sorry, the derivative of 4 is 0, the derivative of 3x is 3. So there you go. Pull that through. You get your solution as 3 over 2, 4 plus 3x to the negative 1/2 power. You can simplify it, make it look pretty, all you would like. Let's run through another example. 1 minus x squared to the 10th power. Well, same systematic solution, right? You have the exact same function in parentheses, and you multiply it by 10, because you're bringing the exponent down, right? And then you subtract it by 1, so 9. Then you multiply it by what was inside. This is exactly what you were doing before, so minus 2x. So, y prime is equal to negative 20x times 1 minus x squared to the 9th power. Notice how these are not really simplifying out. They always seem to get almost exponentially more complicated when they start doing the chain rule. Well, get used to it. Hopefully your teacher is polite and he has ones that will reduce down later on in the math, but don't count on it. So let's do one that, here's a unique one, sine of ex. Well, remember, y prime is going to equal the derivative of the whole thing, so cosine of ex, and then the derivative of what's inside, multiplying it by the derivative of what was inside, so e of x. So the whole solution is actually e of x cosine e of x. And that's your solution. Now, you can see that if you did it, that you're just essentially pulling it out. Yeah, that's true in the e of x, but, you know, not true in all cases, just like in the above 3 examples. So, just important to kind of observe trends that you're noticing. One thing that I don't want you to be nervous about is when I give examples, I typically give examples of sine and cosine trig functions, but you could get cotangent and tangent. It's just, I just like to put some simpler examples so people don't get intimidated by the trig identities and such. So let's do one more. I equals 1 plus x to the 4th power 2/3. There you go. That's odd. Yeah, well, y prime. Do it all together, right? 2/3 times 1 plus x to the 4th. Then 2/3 minus 1 is negative 1/3. Now you multiply it by the derivative of everything inside. Derivative 1 is 0. Derivative of 4x is 4x cubed. Simple, simple. So this whole thing, y prime, is equal to, that's going to be 4x cubed, so 8x cubed over 3, then 1 plus x to the 4th, negative 1/3 power. Alright. And how about a product rule right before we... This will really give you a good example of why practice makes perfect. Your product rules will make everything messy. And I just want you to realize that you can set it up. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to run you through everything, but I just wanted to show you that you can set everything up so that it's really easy. So f equals x 4th minus 1 to the 3rd power. F prime, it's going to be 3 times, right? 3 times x 4th minus 1 to the 2nd power. Derivative of everything inside, which is just going to be 3x to the 3rd. Or 4x to the 3rd, sorry. Right? And then g, x to the 3rd power plus 1 to the 4th power. G prime is going to equal 4 x to the 3rd power plus 1 to the 3rd power. And then you multiply it by the derivative of everything inside the parentheses. So 3x squared. Now I'm not gonna do it, but you just, product rule. And that was explained earlier. But you'll realize that a lot of this is really just almost repetitive. But you find that using the same systems for each of these will allow you're just building onto it. You're building onto the next thing, the next thing. The chain rule is now another thing that we're going to add on to the next section. So just realize that, and we're going to hit on some pretty unique topics near the end of this segment. So I'll see you in the next video.